Alright, look, I am very aware of the fact that I haven't posted a video in a little while. Look, my bad. I thought diversifying the content would solve that, but instead I just had no idea what to post. In fact, I still don't know what to post. But I do want to get thrusted into the manga writer algorithm, set the stage for Crucible, which is coming along rather nicely, by the way. Y'all let me know if you want me to drop like a little bit of chapter 1, or maybe make it for like an early access kind of thing. I don't know, but that could definitely help me out with figuring out things for content. But yeah, in the spirit of the manga driven by a sense to spread the faith, I am going to be reacting to the first volume of a manga or manga styled comics. This kind of reads left to right, but it's in the black and white. I don't know. I don't really care too much about how you categorize it either way, but I'm pretty sure there's only one volume out, so it's relatively new. The name of the author is Elijah Williams, goes by Ink for Saints Online, is what I found him on IG, but enough unpaid marketing, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Do people still say that? On the very first page, we got this dude hitting the mandatory ore farm. Now I'm here for it. I'm also pretty sure this is the MC because he's got a similar hair, and I'm also pretty sure that's the same shirt as on the cover. Wait, I didn't even realize. Posted up, sitting on the rocks. Is that the Madara pose? Hold on. MC Mike No Ball. Damn, okay. Pretty sure this is the story tagline right here. Everyone has a power inside of them, but the question is, will they make the necessary choices to bring it out and change the world? It's a pretty tough line, okay? You know, kind of makes you think, introspect and all that. I wonder if that's kind of in any way a reference to the Holy Spirit, because I'm pretty sure that has something to do with the power system in this. I did kind of get a little spoiled on IG. Okay, so we start in the land of Nefesh, and this is their king. I don't believe the king's name is ever stated in the book specifically, but if it is, I'll just put it somewhere on the screen. But the king is doing his due diligence, okay, spreading the good word, when out of nowhere, old girl in the back starts hating. And I can't even fully fathom this. She fully acknowledges that that is their king, and she's speaking to bro like a village clown. Nah, bro better than me. Trying to have an intellectual rebuttal. I would have set her to the gala. Okay, maybe that might be a little bit too crazy. Might not even have the tomatoes to do that, because it looks like the kingdom of Nefesh has fallen on really bad times. The story doesn't go too deep into exactly how bad the times are, but old girl over here talking about some scrummaging for food, and this dude talking about high unemployment rates, and we know what happens when the youth is jobless. So due to these bad times, the people straight up despise the royal family, especially the two sons of the king, Ezra and Jericho. And they especially hate this dude Jericho, calling him a demon wherever they go. This dude over here shouldn't even be talking. The only thing demonic here is that hairline. That barber was doing Satan's work when he was pushing your ish so back. That's crazy. And Jericho wasn't feeling it either, because he was about to crash on him, but then his dad done told him to hush up. And this right here is that elite level rage bait people be talking about. Because what do you mean some, yeah demon, go do what daddy says, when he's already walking away? I absolutely abhor people like this. They be trying to bring out the absolute worst in you. The younger me would have had to tell dad to eat a brick, because I'm gonna drop at least one of these fools, but that's in the past. That's, you know, I'm a new creation now, but I still hate those kinds of people. Also, I didn't even peep this on my first read, but there's something pretty nice about the symbolism right here. We see the shackle that's on his wrist, but in reality, like in the actual telling of the whole thing, he's not walking around in shackles. I mean, he's the prince, but under the shackle, it's just this mark. But for Jericho, this mark might as well be a shackle, because this is the curse mark that people be hating on him for. It's called the Habakira mark. I think I said that right. Habakira, however, it's the Habakira mark. It's basically some kind of curse mark, and it's why the people hate him the way they do. It's a curse mark that both him and his brother Ezra bear, and it came with a prophecy. Beneath the crown, cursed brothers shall stir. heralding the kingdom's dark eclipse, their unity a silent echo of the kingdom's fall. Yeah, it doesn't sound like fun for anybody. Speaking of Ezra, I'm not gonna lie, bro is an actual douchebag. Like, look at how he's mean mugging his brother. Is he even mean mugging? Is that just mugging? I don't even know. But like, look at his face. Why is he hitting the Speed face? Why are you trying not to laugh, Speed? That's crazy. He of all people is rage baiting his own brother, talking about, oh, look at the demon of Nefesh. Don't you have the same mark? Or whatever Pokemon that is tatted on you. But I just find it kind of crazy that he's trying to like join the people's side just to hate on his brother. Why? Why would you do that? And Ezra is over here going toe to toe with some kind of ranked spiritual warrior. Hopefully that doesn't just mean fodder and like he's actually glazable and this is actually a feat. But Jericho over here, you know, when he's doing his training, he's shooting out dust. So after a little bit of smack talk between the two, one thing led to another. They put their dukes up. Jericho said, I'm not going for it. Throw them hands up. And then Ezra hit him with, I don't even understand what his maneuver is. I'm not going to lie to you. But whatever it was so bad that Jericho was about to shed genuine tears, bruh.
Is them tears, bro? Come on, bro. You gotta get you together, boy.
He's actually about to, no, not actually, he is crying. He ran away and started crying in the corner. Oh my god, that aura panel in page 1 had me fooled, bro. I was thinking I was coming in here to see the craziest, like, oh, this dude better be everywhere with the aura, but obviously not. But hey, you know, maybe humble beginnings, you know, humble beginnings. Hopefully. Crazy thing is that this isn't even how things always were. They used to be thick as thieves back in the day, but something traumatizing happened that caused them to split. Them boys looked like they were approached by Prime Epstein. I'd be terrified too. A council meeting is then had, and the spot looks like it was set up for the 5 Kage. Someone need to look up, make sure Sasuke ain't on the roof. They discuss how bad things have gotten for Nefesh, and this dude Ezra over here having a fit, walking out like he's a Disney teen, and Jericho gotta go set bro straight. Don't know how he's gonna do that, but hey, the king knows best, I guess. That boy Jericho walk into the hall. He trying to reminisce, well, not reminisce, but he's going over some things in his head. Then he starts feeling some crazy aura, some insane spiritual pressure, and he spots his brother talking to absolutely nothing. That boy talking to the ghost of KSI's boxing career. Bro might need a psyche eval. Jericho gets to yelling at Ezra, and Ezra straight up unloads all his trauma on Jericho, telling him how their mom and some dude named Gideon had to die for the people's ignorance, and that their pop, instead of getting get back, instead of GBG, is talking about teaching them nursery rhymes. Hey, but you better watch your mouth. That's the Bible. That's the good word. Ain't no nursery rhyme. Then he hits him with this look and says, and I quote, I won't stand for it much longer. If anybody in this type of scenario tells you something like that, they are the ops. I don't care what they are to you, whether they're blood or they're a friend. They are the enemy and they want to slime you. It's over. He is a snake. He might as well be hanging about with Orochimaru right now. I am noticing that this video is getting a little longer than I intended, so I'm gonna skim a bit now. Jericho heads back to the council meeting, and the council is telling the king, he overhears this by the way, the council is telling the king that Jericho is sorry. He is not no king, and Bob's like, yeah, you right, he is sorry, and he's definitely not no king. He's not getting the kingdom. Jericho gets pissed, and he feels betrayed, and then he suddenly goes over to some temple, and then he disrespects what I assume to be a statue of Christ. Watch your mouth, boy. Watch your tone, boy. And me and the old man in the temple are on the same wavelength right now, up until they started calling him a demon and doing all that extra ish. I'm like, okay, all right, bro, now we're dragging it. Jericho hears that demon word, and then it's over. Pop's not here to save nobody. Curse Mark finally done awaken. Hold on, he might not be throwing dirt no more. Folk at the temple all like,
Demon home. Demon's home, Mom.
We gotta jump him. And we'll never know if he's not throwing dust anymore or not, because it was off screen. He blacked out. And now Jericho wakes up, and we are now talking to Pops in this nice little dining area with a hot cup of tea. You know, that's not bad. Jericho want to know what happened at the temple, like we do, but Pops is like, you're asking too many questions. Hush up and listen. He then proceeds to lore dump, drop the exposition of a lifetime about the Habakira, also known as not the curse mark, the choice mark, because anyone with it has the influence to affect a large amount of people. And the reason why the people hate him so much is because everybody else, apart from the kingdom's founder that had the Habakira, brought nothing but death and despair. And, you know, I don't know if I can blame them if that's the case. You know, at that point, it's just pattern recognition. Like, all these dudes just kind of suck, I guess. Now, Jericho trying to ask some more questions, but Pops is like, nah, we're out of time, son. And when he said that, I was like, yo, what's going on? What's about to happen? He said the council are a whole bunch of primal Orochimarus, straight snakes. Don't trust a single thing they say. He throws up the set, he throws up the cross, and now I see where Jericho, if that is Jericho, where Jericho got that aura farming from in page 1. Because throwing up the set like that is so cold. Nah, I need it. Okay. I see why he got that fur on him. He's a little too cold with it. Pops then told Jericho to meet some dude called Raziel outside the kingdom. And one last thing, don't worry about all that yip or yap you heard at the council meeting. I pump faked them. Don't worry about it. I made you the heir to the throne. You my son. But at that moment, there's like a huge explosion. And this bozo tries to take Pop's head off immediately, but gets chin tapped. These guys might be the smartest bad guys in fiction, because they're not doing that, oh, let me get my turn thing. No, they are actually jumping him. Jericho don't even know what's going on. Pops through the set again, hits up some kind of AoE, like, get off me attack, kind of like a evasive attack in Dragon Ball Xenoverse. But that is when we see Ezra pull up. And I'm like, okay, he's about to help the fan. He's about to show that ranked spiritual master level skill. But nope, he not here to help the family. He here to fight against them. I said it, didn't I? I said he was going to be the ops. I said he was going to be a snake. It was so obvious that he was going to be a snake. I'm a little annoyed at how obvious it was. But he's also got that same lame ass upside down cross on his head as old dude over here. Pops don't even look angry. He just looks like disappointed, distraught, trying to reason with his child. But Ezra said he just wants to fade. All he wants is revenge against the kingdom and a straight fade. And already before they even really get to fighting, I think Ezra speed blitzed them, because Pops is already kind of bleeding. But with nothing left to say, they get straight to boxing. And then Jericho got himself a little dance partner too. He tries to take Jericho's head off immediately with this kick, but Jericho manages to dodge out the way. Okay, he's nimble a little bit. He move a little bit. Jericho doesn't understand what's going on, but Brody just shuts him down, like no thinking, none of that. Jericho's now on the defensive, just managing to not get his head split right open like a coconut. And for some odd reason, this is where he chooses to lose focus. His head was almost split directly down the middle, and that's where he's like, I wonder what Dad and Ezra are doing. Turning to his brother and Pop scrapping, and in a much well-deserved manner, his sword gets broken for that. And then, what's his name? I don't even know his name. Whatever bro's name puts Jericho to sleep. But before he goes out, he sees one last thing, and it's his brother Ezra sliming out Pops, blade to chest. Jericho wakes up and Ezra done gaslit the whole kingdom. Somehow they all believe Jericho, who we haven't seen do anything other than throw dust with his powers. Somehow Jericho was able to kill the king. And then they decided to crown someone who still also has the same curse mark, Ezra, as the king, who is also the real killer of the king. This is that Boruto Kawaki nonsense all over again. and I'm not gonna stand for that. And neither was the Lord Almighty. Jericho was at his wit's end and finally decided to reach out for help from God. And we literally see a hand over him. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 6. Humble yourself, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time he may exalt you. All I'm saying, that's peak moment right there. That's ball knowledge. All we see after this is a huge double spread explosion. When the smoke clears, Jericho is nowhere to be found. He is outside the city gates now, and he realizes who saved him. It was an angel of the Lord, or maybe the angel of the Lord. If you know, you know. The angel tells him he is to discover the power that now dwells in him, go on a training arc, find Razio like Pop said, and now with a mission, a purpose, and God at his back, Saint Jericho ventures forth into the world unknown. Thus marks the beginning of the adventures chronicled in the Book of Jericho. Hey, overall, I do think this is a good start for this series, especially conceptually. There are like 2 panels, 2 or 3, maybe more, where I wasn't too sure I understood what I was looking at, but I do believe overall the Book of Jericho is a promising story. And beyond that, the author is setting out to put more Christian content into these kinds of media spaces, which I think is something that's very, very needed. I am so for it. If any of y'all have any mangas that you think I should check out, let me know. Obviously, I will have more of a preference to more Christian/Christian adjacent stuff, but if you think it'll be a good read, post it regardless. That's it from me. Stay blessed.